Right now at Gap Factory and Banana Republic Factory, save 50 to 70% off everything in stores and online. That's right, 50 to 70% off everything. Celebrate the 4th with dresses from $19.99 at Banana Republic Factory. And at Gap Factory stores, tees start at $4.99. Plus, save an extra 40% off clearance. Sale ends Tuesday. Search our store locator for your nearest Gap Factory and Banana Republic Factory store or shop us online.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to No BS Hiring Advice on blogtalkradio.com. This is a time where I like to spend 15 minutes or so speaking with you about some element of recruiting, staffing, hiring, talent acquisition, however you want to phrase it. Because for many of you, hiring staff is far harder than it needs to be. Now, I want to be clear. There are labor shortages there in many, many fields, particularly white-collar areas. But even so, many of you have systems in place that are interfering with the process of locating and bringing on talent. So I'd like to spend about 15 minutes speaking with you to try and make the process more effective for you. Now, today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is a site where if you sign up for a free trial at audibletrial.com/thebiggamehunter, you'll be able to download a free audiobook just for trying out the service. And I know you like audio. After all, you're listening to my podcast, right? So go to audibletrial.com/thebiggamehunter. I forgot to mention I've got one other sponsor, and that's consultingassignments.com. Consultingassignments.com is a site where you can find and fill consulting assignments, full-time consulting positions, temp to perm, and contract to hire opportunities anywhere in the world completely free. Posting a job or a resume is free. Searching jobs and resumes is also free, as is the ability to contact one another. The only thing the site charges for is if you're going to feature a job or feature a resume, it is a whopping $10 for 30 days. And if you're going to be featuring more than one position, they have programs that bring the price down very dramatically. So again, that's consultingassignments.com. Now I'm going to do this in a parody kind of way and start off with recruiters. You can live without them, but should you? That's the real question. Now, there's a cost obviously associated with working with a third-party recruiter. And the cost-benefit analysis that many of you may engage in may cause you to question whether it's really worthwhile. Now, sometimes the issue isn't the cost-benefit analysis of the criteria. Sometimes the issue is, number one, your evaluation criteria and process that's turning up recruiters that are less competent than others. And number two is, again, the systems that you have in place that interfere with the hiring process. A quick story. This morning I received a phone call from someone who I found a job for 15 years ago. He was relatively junior, and now he's heading up a function with an organization. 15 years later, he's calling me to try and hire. And he starts off by thanking him for challenging him early on in his career to take the risk of joining a high-quality, big-ticket organization where they had lots of tools and toys, where you could learn a lot, work with smart people, and I told him it would be a stepping stone for the rest of his career. 15 years later, he's coming back to me as a hiring manager trying to bring on a number of people. Why do I raise this as a subject? Because a good external recruiter is not going to be transactional in bullying people into jobs, as though that's even possible these days. What they're going to be doing is being in a consultative role with the job hunter and with you if you allow them to, and encourage the candidate to join for the right reason and not because they're desperate, out of work, need anything. and just try to beat them up into doing something so they earn the fee. A quality third-party recruiter is going to do work where they understand the needs, wants, and desires of the job hunter and basically just try to deliver it for them. And thus, from your vantage point, isn't it better to have someone else there doing a lot of the legwork to eliminate all the inappropriate people that you could be reviewing resumes of? I know what I have to go through, screening resumes out for my different clients. That all takes up a lot of time and money. Jobs open for 3 months. You're reviewing resume upon resume until you ultimately hire them. What does that cost you? One of the advantages that a third-party recruiter that's any good, and I phrase it that way because there are certainly a lot that aren't, but a lot of the good ones are sourcing not just simply active candidates, but what's called the passive job market. And thus, instead of just simply flipping resumes to you that they found on one job board or another, what they're able to do is do outreach to individuals who aren't actively looking for work, to talk with them about your opportunity, and thus widen and perhaps improve the talent pool for you. I say perhaps because no matter how you source a candidate, there's no guarantee that that third-party recruiter is going to be providing with someone superior to someone who lands in your lap and is referred to you by someone on your team. But if they do, the value can be enormous. After all, bring on a director and pay I'm going to pick an arbitrary number, $35,000 to $40,000 fee, and locate someone who's superior to to the people you've identified. What's the value of that to your organization? What's the value to the C-level executive who comes onto your organization and you're paying a $40,000 to $50,000 fee for, and they're able to increase revenue or save money for you far exceeding the fee that you're paying? That's an enormous boost for you. Again, if they're superior to what you yourself can turn up. I'll also say many job hunters like working with, and I have to phrase it this way again, quality third-party recruiters because, frankly, people like me make it easier for them. We're not there just trying to persuade them to go on stupid interviews to earn a fee, but we understand their needs, wants, and desires and come to them when we have something appropriate. As such, they view us as people who support their career development, and thus, if they come to your organization, you are already advantaged because the person believes that you have something that would benefit them and are prepared to try to convince you that they are someone who can serve you well in the role that you have available. So again, a clear benefit to working with a third-party recruiter. Now, I spoke about reaching out to job hunters that are considered, quote, passive, non-active people, talking with them about opportunities. And again, an advantage to a third-party recruiter is for someone like myself, I have an enormous network and resources to work with. I've got a database of more than 250,000 records. There are larger firms that, of course, have larger databases. But, for me as a solopreneur, as a solo practitioner at this stage, I'm able to reach out to people very quickly using a variety of tools and techniques to talk with them, not just simply from my database, but from other means as well, in order to identify potential talent. So, I'm a huge time saver for an organization. I'm sure a lot of other recruiters have that same capability as well. Another thing, and again, I come back to this example from this morning. Here's someone I benefited 15 years ago who's coming back to me as a hiring manager. Of course, he's involving his human resources organization in introducing me, and he knows and is able to communicate that I have credibility with him and why I have that credibility. I'm not just simply a random person to him. Good third-party recruiters may be known to your hiring managers already, and they can speak volumes about their capabilities. So reach out to the people within your organization who are in the position to hire, and know that they may know some great people who can help you. Now, also want to mention that third-party recruiters, and again, the wrong one isn't going to do this, but the right one will, is focused on filling the position and not just simply flipping resumes to you, scheduling interviews. They're going to be relatively minimalist with you, and as such, not waste your time with what I call stupid interviews. You're trying to hire a director and they're sending you a staff level individual. Even those 6 to 10 seconds, plus the fury that you may feel immediately after, that disrupts the next 5 minutes or 2 minutes of your day, and keeps you from getting back in the flow of doing what you need to do, becomes costly when you multiply it. So quality recruiters are not going to be sending resumes to you like burgers at a fast food restaurant. They're going to be sending you relatively few resumes that are going to be, I don't want to say on target, because you may withhold information from me that makes it harder to actually deliver what you want. So I always encourage my clients, tell me everything. Let me ask some questions. Let me scale back from there, ask follow-ups. But my goal is not to waste your time. My goal is not to submit the most resumes possible in order to fill a position. I just want to fill the job and help you look good for your organization. Again, I learned a lesson many years ago from at that time he was a recruiter with a mutual fund in New York, and later on, he's now a senior VP with another firm. And he said, Jeff, your job is to make me look good. After all, my hiring managers are worried that if I refer someone to them, they come on board, and here's the potential outcome. Comes review time, they have to tell that person that they're awful. Comes review time, let me not even talk about reviews. That there's some situation that comes up, and a peer of theirs or a manager of theirs, someone to whom they report, has to contact them and say, this person was a problem. And it reflects badly on them. And of course, they kick the can back to you, blaming you for the problem. All I try to do is make my clients look good, give them what they want, and know that there's going to be a successful hire at the back end. That's what a third-party recruiter who's any good should be focused on. And if you use me, that's basically what I would do. So those are the benefits of using a third-party recruiter that's good. And of course, you shouldn't use the ones that you judge are transactional and problematic. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, I've got a lot more information for you as a HR professional, hiring manager, small business owner to help you make my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. So come over to the website and go exploring. I've got tons of great content to help you there. In addition, while you're there, you can find out more about me and the work that I do. My practice is national in scope, but I have relationships with recruiters in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, the People's Republic, Japan, Korea, a whole host of. If I can be of help to you with recruiting. And if I can, reach out to me at Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. Let me know how I can reach you and what sort of help I can provide. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, send me a connection request. The address is linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. I accept connection requests from people all over the world, except if you're a third-party recruiter or in a country that would be known for scams or spam, then I just won't do it. Again, hiring staff doesn't have to be hard or difficult, painful, or take so long. It's just they're bad decisions that interfere with the process. So I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I hope you found this show helpful. I'll be back next time with more no BS hiring advice. Take care.
Right now at Gap Factory and Banana Republic Factory, save 50 to 70% off everything in stores and online. That's right, 50 to 70% off everything. Celebrate the 4th with dresses from $19.99 at Banana Republic Factory. And at Gap Factory stores, tees start at $4.99. Plus, save an extra 40% off clearance. Sale ends Tuesday. Search our store locator for your nearest Gap Factory and Banana Republic Factory store or shop us online. Right now at Gap Factory and Banana Republic Factory, save 50 to 70% off everything in stores and online. That's right, 50 to 70% off everything. Celebrate the 4th with dresses from $19.99 at Banana Republic Factory. And at Gap Factory stores, tees start at $4.99. Plus, save an extra 40% off clearance. Sale ends Tuesday. Search our store locator for your nearest Gap Factory and Banana Republic Factory store or shop us online.